All right, this is day 17 of me picking an album from this filter, working out to it, and giving it a review. This is a series I've been doing called Muscle Music, and I only do albums I've never listened to before. I've already heard Rubber Soul. It's a great Beatles album, probably one of my favorites. Got a really great track list on it. But yeah, I've already heard it. Let's see what we get. Jay-Z's The Blueprint. All right.
To the Izzo, B to the Izzy, not guilty. He who does not feel me is.
All right, we're back from the gym. We did our leg day today, and here are my thoughts on The Blueprint by Jay-Z. So this is kind of embarrassing, but I've never really listened to a full Jay-Z album before. I was born in 97, so I kind of really missed the hype wave going into it. But as a music fan, I probably should have, because this album is fantastic. I know he sits on a lot of like top rapper of all time lists. Actually, I think Rolling Stone did a top rappers of all time list, and I think he's #1 on there as well. So it's really interesting to see why. You know, he's got great lyricism. The production on this album is stupendous. And it's really just a classic. Everything was really clicking when this album came out. And I guess I'll start with the production, which comes from primarily Kanye West and Just Blaze. And I think those two in tandem work fantastically. You know, obviously Kanye's in a lot of shit right now, as he always has been. But this was before he even put out an album. This was 2001. Funny enough, this album was released on 9/11, which was interesting. But just the soul cuts and the boom bap sounds that were really coming out. It doesn't sound too dated. There are some elements that sound pretty dated, but I think it really does live up to the test of time, at least production-wise. Kanye's production on the track Izzo, just by itself, with that flip of the Jackson 5, is insane how you can even think to even start to produce that kind of track. And Jay-Z's penmanship is just fantastic as well, you know? He was really cementing himself as the king of New York at the time, especially on the track Takeover, where he just goes to town on Nas and Prodigy, who were dissing him at the time. He really just lays into them with just such ruthlessness. And if the stories are true of him never actually writing down his lyrics, like him just doing it from memory, which I've heard before, insane. I don't even know how you begin to do that. There's even a track on this that's produced and features Eminem, you know, and in the year 2001, he was kind of just getting his footing in the music industry. So that just kind of raises the legend status of this album already. I mean, he made the Blueprint 2 and the Blueprint 3 for a reason. So there are some tracks in the latter half that production-wise and lyric-wise weren't really doing it for me. But for the majority of this album, it was amazing. My favorite tracks have to go to Takeover, Izzo, Girls, 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 as well as Hola Ovito. It was also a great listen at the gym, especially for leg day. But yeah, this album is just a classic. It's in the Library of Congress for a reason. Jay-Z's a legend. If I have to give it a rating, I'm probably going to give it like a light 9. It was really just that mind-blowing.
Like and follow for more, and this guy gets banned. Goodbye.